Boom shakalaka, holy shnikes, did we nail this price dump perfectly? The reason for it, and more importantly, what's coming next. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we nailed this price dump perfectly, almost to the day. And what caused it? And what's going to happen next? All the important questions, other than am I single? And the answer is none of your business. Now, today's video, I don't even know where we're going. I just lost my train of thought. But before we get started, like the video, join us on Twitter, and of course, subscribe to the OG Bitcoin and Crypto YouTube channel, making daily videos longer than anybody else. Now today, fear and greed at 25, extreme fear, dipping into fear. When is it you want to be greedy? Oh, when others are fearful, and they are extremely fearful. Does this mean ipso facto you should be extremely greedy? Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You do you, bro, or sis, or non-binary other. Now, the overall market down 8% today. Yowza. Bitcoin 88,457, Ethereum 2381, XRP 214, BNB 603, Solana 134, Dogecoin 20 cents, Cardano 64 cents, and Tron 22 cents. And Bitcoin breaking out 1, 2, 3 days before we predicted there was going to be a breakout. And guess what? It pretty much fell down and hit this perfect support band level that Bitcoin has been trading in sideways forever. Now, this level is similar to what we saw for Bitcoin back here, where price traded sideways for a long freaking time. And we mentioned that where we are right now, this orange arrow is the same time distance from the top. You can see this top to this orange arrow is the same as this top to this orange arrow. And then what happened next? Price dipped all the way down there. Now, if price were to dip all the way down there, we would be seeing what Arthur Hayes was talking about with a $70,000 Bitcoin. Don't want to scare all of you, but that is a potential scenario, especially when you look at the volume profile. That is the first giant support band that we would find for Bitcoin. Could we go all the way down there? Certainly possible, but let's take a look at some more realistic scenarios, and definitely stick with me through this video because it is a lot of interesting stuff. Now, the reason, one of the reasons at least, for Bitcoin dumping today, other than everybody panic selling and getting liquidated, is the US stock market dumping hard, pulling Bitcoin down with it. Could this be echoes of the tariffs and all of that stuff? Of course, and of course the markets are going to respond to it. Who didn't see that coming? But it has you begging the question, could this have been the top? I mean, look at that. 2018, 2022, holy freaking cow, we already topped out. That could be it, and it's possible. There's no way to say that it's not, unless you stick around for one of these charts coming up. Is it this one? No, this one? No, this one. Unless you stick around for this chart, that's saying absolutely not. But before we get there, Bitcoin is on the verge of potentially a big move. A decision will be made soon in Bitcoin as the daily Bollinger Bands reaches the third tightest reading since 2018. That's right. Nobody likes tight Bollinger Bands, or maybe everybody does, I don't know. But if we take a look, 2018 record tightness led to a 50% decline in just over a month. Now, 2023 record tightness led to a 200% climb in just over 200 days. Which direction does volatility release? Tough to say. We are in a bull market. This was definitely in a long bear market when that happened. This was in the beginning of a bull market. So potentially, if we go on a bull versus bear scenario, that would lean heavily on the bull market going up. But anything can happen. If Bitcoin doesn't reclaim 92.5 soon, we could see price dropping all the way down to $81,000 as it breaks below this parallel channel. Holy freaking cow. That would be shocking for a lot of people. But you know what? A lot of us who have been around a long time have seen Bitcoin drop by like 90%. So anything now, and we're just like, if it's not 100%, then we're okay with it. So the good advice, though, from Vivek here, saying stop effing selling your Bitcoin. I mean, aside from getting liquidated, the only thing causing price to go down is selling Bitcoin. The hardest asset ever. Just think of toilet paper during the pandemic. That was the hardest asset during the pandemic. Right now, it's freaking eggs. the hardest asset ever. And guess what? The price goes through the roof. So I don't understand why people sell Bitcoin, but you know, my brain may not be functioning properly. Other interesting advice from Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, saying they can never beat you if you buy the dips. That's right. If you can't beat them, join them. Presidential advice from El Salvador. He tends to think this is actually a very, very good buying opportunity. Now, it might be right, might be wrong. The future will certainly tell. But he believes it's such a good buying opportunity that today El Salvador actually added 7 Bitcoin to its strategic reserve, pausing the Bitcoin a day purchase for a week, meaning that they think this price is probably the lowest you will ever see it for at least the next week, and probably for a long freaking time. That it's such an insane deal that you should buy Bitcoin right now. Again, not telling you what to do with your money, but this is the president of potentially one of the future wealthiest countries in the world. So take that how you will. Now, this chart right here is very, very interesting. For those who think that the price will continue going down, there's a saying that the market likes to inflict the most pain possible. And as we're starting to see long-term and short-term traders underwater just a little bit, as we're seeing the sell pressure decreasing, guess what? Bitcoin is now overweight on these shorts. Price is right here in red. All of these are shorts. These are longs. They're just not there. Nobody's betting on the price going up. You know what happens when that happens? The price goes up. This is the time to go 100x long on Bitcoin. Again, definitely don't do that because you will get liquidated in an instant if your money doesn't disappear into the black hole of Bybit. So, all of those things being said, this chart right here, suggesting that no, we have not topped, as this chart was asking right here. No, in fact, this was not the Bitcoin top. The current Bitcoin price cycle is nowhere near ending and hasn't even reached 2019 levels, which was the summer rally of 2019, which was a disappointing rally, but that was a bear market rally. Based on the Bitcoin price to lowest trend on a log scale, we can see that this disappointing bear market rally still was higher than we are right now, leading at least me to believe that there's a lot higher to go. Just a little bit of shaking the trees, and that stuff tends to happen. I mean, I'm waiting for that chart where they have the Bitcoin price going up and a whole bunch of 20% and 30% drawbacks, and everybody's saying it's a normal part of a bull market. That's the chart that I'm waiting for that basically says, okay, we can continue, but right now the trees are shaking, people are fearful, and that's where we are. And price could still continue to go down. I mean, hey, if we take a look, Bitcoin right now, the lows with a mass liquidation event, the current patter / setup, and yes, thanks, I'd love to contribute to the patter. The setup reminds us a lot of 2024, where Bitcoin was correcting in a narrow range while grabbing liquidity and temporarily breaking the support zone. Same exact thing happened. We pointed that out in the beginning of the episode, this chart here, that if Bitcoin were to do the same thing, yes, we could see liquidity dips, probably just candle wicks, all the way down to $70,000-ish. As of now, no real break in structure, which would happen if we revisited the mid to high 70s, exactly what we were talking about right there. But this chart here, this is a banger. So right now, if we take a look at the RSI, Bitcoin is oversold. Look at these times when Bitcoin has been oversold, all highlighted in green. Now, if we take a look at Bitcoin price charts, every time they are highlighted in red. And what happens after red? Ooh, price goes back up with a vengeance. What's next is obvious. And if you zoom out, nothing has changed. Still on track. As a matter of fact, it looks very similar to the coiling up of Bitcoin back in October of 2020 before things went absolutely gangbusters. So we have some pretty interesting stuff coming up. And if you're looking for more content with my face in it, there's an awesome playlist right up there, Crypto Price Predictions for 2025. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
Boom. Shakalaka.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.